realize I didn't bring anything to actually set them up on. Punch self. Go into trees to grab some sticks. As I approach, get the same feeling as the day before. Go into trees, grab some suitable sticks, and do the nope scoot back to my side. Whittle sticks into stakes, makeshift a few targets into side of berm, get my SIG calibrated to within acceptable parameters and operate on the clean target for a few minutes with the nugget. After a while, realize it's getting dark. Is the beer there any good? Believe it or not, I wasn't really into underage drinking. Decide to take targets and shit down, clean up my brass and head back. Leave no trace. PSA. As I'm taking the targets down, the afternoon breeze shifts and suddenly stank. Hear movement from other side of berm and nearly nope a small but sturdy wall in my pants. Decide not to be a pussy, grab my SIG and climb the berm to have a little peek. Trench. Aren't you cute? JPG. Figure it's a black bear cub or something, they're more common than most folks realize, and back away slowly in case mama's nearby. Clumsy hamhand accidentally a shower of dirt onto the cub. It looks up at me. That's no cub MP4. Let me just say that while I'm not the original badass, creepy or spooky images and shit don't frighten me that easily. Shit, when I was little one of my favorite pets was Delightful, an older Welsh pony with no eyes. Her eye holes were, in fact, sewn over and sunken in. She made one of my friends cry just by looking at him. That being said, this thing was on a completely other level, spectrum, and set of physics from that sweet old pony. Best way I can describe it is comparing it to PLC related. Jaw was a bit thinner, eyes were beadier and darker, and the nose was more sunken back, but the rest of the details are pretty close. Same drooly mouth, same slack-jawed grin, same snargly-ass teeth. At this point, my brain made an executive order to re-examine my previous decisions. Fuck the targets, fuck the brass, fuck the scouts, fuck not being a pussy, and fuck slow going. I tactically backed to the inn, spent 0.0000001 of a second making sure my guns are stowed securely and gunned that shit back to the garage. Once inside with a good 8 acres between me and the fuck beast of Pellucidar, I realized that I have a sworn duty to protect my farm. I already let one of my charges die under my watch. It's time to nut up or shut up. Q_arming_sequence. Grab my dad's tack vest, have to cinch it a little tight, and his Night Owl 5X, load up with 320 RD AR-15 mags loaded with 5.56 NATO. Slap the third into my SIG and sling my new gun over my shoulder. My nugget takes mags, so I put one in with 5 to spare on my vest and shouldered that bad boy. Fuck me, I even slipped a knife into my boot. There are floodlights strung up about the farm for entertaining or night work, switches are in the garage and balcony. Go for high ground. JPG. I tactically threw the house to the balcony and get ready for war. Not a moment too soon, start hearing squawks and gurgles and, I still get the jiblies to this day, laughter coming from the chicken pen. Fuck this. I slam every switch and light up the farmyard like Rockefeller Square on Christmas. There it is, standing in the pen like PLC related. Its body was shaped like a fucking cush ball, all matte black fur. Arms and legs were thin, but looked powerful and wiry. It was holding one of the hens with its head torn off, and staring straight at me. It was obviously a male of whatever the fuck species it was, and there was fucking blood hanging off its shifty beast cock. I unslung my SIG and mag dumped, not worrying about hitting anything, trying to hit that black cotton ball on stilts. I remember thinking, I hope I blow your shifty cock off, you piece of slime. Yes, the words my brain used were piece of slime. I scored at least 5 or 6 good THWUCKs, my target being only about 50 yards downrange. It never moved the entire time, puffs of fur flying off of it. I ejected the mag, slapped a new one in, and took aim again. I'll never forget the look it gave me, framed by that green sight. It almost said, "Are you done?" I squeezed off a final shot at its fucking mouth. I hit it. I fucking know I hit it. I remember it almost in slow motion, the puff of fucking saliva and shit as my 5.56 NATO round introduced itself to its face at 3,000 feet/s. The thing started wheezing. Like a rusty gate being swung back and forth, that kind of ee sound. It dropped the hen and stepped over the chicken fence. I swear to fuck that this thing has either retractable legs, or its body is mostly puffy fur, because when it stepped over the fence, that leg almost disappeared. I wasn't gonna let it run away. Mag dump 2, the redumpening. I didn't score any hits though. Once it was over that fence, it dropped to all fours and scuttled off like some giant spider back to the crack in Satan's couch, all while wheezing that ee noise. I stayed up all that night, waiting for it to come back. Fed the animals with my cig over my shoulder, went to sleep, repeated the process until my parents came home. Never saw the chicken fucking shit weasel again. So, /k/, what's your take? Well, I have a story from when I was about 14 years old. I'm in my 30s now, so I can't say every line is perfectly accurate, but you'll get it. Also, all names are fake. Don't be mad. Be me. Be obsessed with outdoors as shit. Be in Cub Scouts as a young boy and currently in Boy Scouts. Want to be an Eagle Scout so fucking badly. I knew every goddamn knot in the book. One week a bunch of us go camping into some woods in bumfuck Indiana. As Boy Scouts tend to fucking do. We're a troop of 12 kids. One of the kids' dad was our scout leader. He was there too. So we set up our tents probably about a mile into the woods. And we just fuck around all day the first day. Me and 2 kids go out on a secret mission to see if we could find the river. We'll call the kids Steve and Logan. So we're just walking along the path when Logan decides he wants to fucking race us. He bolts ahead and we chase after him. He looks right and comes to a complete stop. Just staring at something in the trees. We get up to him and look. There's a fucking deer smashed against a boulder. This thing looks like it got hit by a semi. We go up to look at it but immediately turn away due to the smell. It's starting to get kinda dark. We're not supposed to leave the group. We run back to the campsite as fast as our little feet can carry us. Stay up for hours talking about the deer to the other kids. Next, down the same path the 3 of us went down yesterday. I try to see the deer as soon as we reach that part of the trail. It's gone. Not the deer itself. The fucking boulder was missing. This thing was the size of a goddamn minivan. And something moved it away. Silently freak the fuck out and keep walking. Get down to the building with all the water gear in it. Scout leader counts how many of us there are in order to get the right amount of canoes. He gets out 5 3-seater canoes. We all get in and one of the kids rides with him to break the odd number of scouts up. Get back on dry land and begin walk back to campsite. Talk about the canoeing shit on the way back. Logan, Steve and I were in one of the first boats to leave. So we start asking everyone who they were with. Most of the kids are able to say who they canoed with. And of course the scout leader's son went with him. Wait. Trent and Bill can't figure out who was with them. They swear there was a third guy in their boat. I do a quick head count. Hold the fucking phone. JPEG. There's 12 kids. 1 scout leader. He got out 5 3-seater boats. And we had 1 too many kids, so 1 had to ride with him. That means there was an extra scout. Someone else was in the canoe with Trent and Bill. Get back to camp. Nobody believes Trent or Bill. They refuse to. I speak up and explain the math problem. Everyone gets quiet. Scout leader tries to regain control. Alright. Tonight. We all sleep in the mess hall. We gather all of our shit and bring it inside the dining area. Some kids are so freaked out they sleep underneath the tables. Most don't sleep at all. I stayed up all night looking out the window, watching and waiting for someone to sneak up on us. Eventually pass out from pure exhaustion and get like 20 minutes sleep before it's time to get up. Scout leader tells us what happened yesterday was one of the boats must have been a two-seater on accident and we were just confused. Says not to worry and we'll all be fine. Nobody believes him, but we pretend like we do to keep from shitting ourselves. Go about the day's normal activities without anything too crazy happening. That night we light a fire outside and start telling scary stories. Spend all night out by the campfire just having a chill time. We all scoot our tents in closer to the fire and just kinda enjoy the night. I think the fire made us feel safe, which was an unfounded and dumb thing to feel. Because of fucking course. We weren't what the fuck. Uh-oh. Drank too much lemonade. Tell Scoutmaster I have to pee. He gives me the key to the mess hall. I go inside and relieve myself. Logan and two other kids come insider after me and grab some bread to make toast with. Come back to the fire after locking the building up. Begin consuming burnt bready goods. We're moving through bread fairly quickly. Say to Logan, "Didn't you guys all grab a loaf?" He says yeah and reaches for the third one. It's not there. He starts flipping shit over looking for it. Asks who the fuck just took the last loaf of bread. Nobody has it. I ask him, who all went in with you? He says well it was George and George who was with us. George gets real fucking quiet and suddenly a wave of fear washes over him. He starts fucking panicking. Somebody snuck in and stole a bread loaf right along with them. Some person who was dressed like a scout. That was the final straw for our scout leader. Decides to cut the trip short. Next morning we all go to the van to leave. A few kids run independent head counts to ensure it's just 12 of us. We're all here. No more. No less. We all pile into the van and get the fuck out of Dodge. Get home and tell my mom we cut it short because there was a bear that stole some food from a tent. Too dangerous to stay. She bought it. About 2 hours later my mom comes in my room and asks me, Steve's parents want to know if he went straight home or did he go anywhere else after getting out of the van. Think about it. I didn't see Steve get out of the van. Come to think of it, I don't remember sitting next to Steve. Did Steve even get in the fucking van? We counted 12 scouts. There were 12 of us. He had to be there. Wait. Holy fucking shit. Tiff. Mom calls scout leader. Tells him what we think happened. He drives back to the camp. Finds Steve barricaded in the mess hall. He took off for one final piss break. And we left without him. There was someone in the fucking van with us. Some other kid that nobody noticed. And like 3 people did head counts. Nobody fucking noticed the stranger. Whoever this fucker is, he's in the city now. Talked to Steve a few days later. He says he heard growling outside the doors. Like there was a pack of dogs trying to speak English. Tell him he sounds crazy and say I don't believe him. But I fucking believe him. I never had any other troubles with whoever it was. Must have fucked off back to the woods or moved deeper into the city. Be me.